Hey Matt, well here we are. Last day of Cwcb Expo and wow, what an absolute whirlwind. 60 speakers, tons of information, lots of panel discussions, and we went through where we were, challenges and solutions, and where we're going. Fantastic conference, I think, for everyone. How about
I think the content that came across the stage, Geoff, was otherwise not available. The ability to talk around cannabinoid ingredients and the industrial application of this plant, I believe, are groundbreaking, and I think there was some real industry firsts here.
Yeah, I hope you found, as I did, that the level of sophistication, corporate compliance, corporate attention, it's real now. I mean, the industry is becoming more and more sophisticated. I don't know if COVID had something to do with it and people decided that they were really going to achieve higher benchmarks, but certainly when we had companies from corporate America, Hyundai, Black Buffalo, talking about hemp, companies like Hudson Carbon talking about that potential, the work that they've been doing on researching the potential of hemp being a great contributor to climate. I'm thrilled.
Such a timely conversation too, with COP26 going on and real climate change and climate technology being the forefront of tomorrow's investment ecosystem. The conversation around supply chain and infrastructure, again, I haven't heard anywhere else in this industry being discussed.
Well, and certainly in my experience with Cwcb Expo, I'm seeing it, you know, as we started out some 7 years ago, we had great hopes. You know, as I finished all of my speeches and speeches that I've given across the country and around the world, I've always reminded people that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for diversity. And for me to see your and my photo on a sign flanked by diversity was just so heartwarming for me. When I was able to get up on the stage and introduce Sarah, who was going to introduce Tremaine Wright, I just paused for a moment to look at that audience, and we're slowly getting there, and to see that diversity and to see people want to participate in this from all walks of life was absolutely heartwarming to me.
It was incredible to see Lieutenant Governor Brian A. Benjamin cut the ribbon here to begin this and see on the forefront of what will be a legal cannabis market here in New York. Like you said, minority inclusion, but just an understanding that this is a holistic rise through this plant of an opportunity to develop an economy in this great state was truly inspiring.
Well, I think it also gave some clarity to those people who wanted to enter this market that, you know, they've got a year plus time to figure out their business plan, who they want to associate with that business, how they're going to move it forward and get all those pieces in place, because it's going to take a while for those regulations to come into account. So, you know, getting that information here, being able to rub elbows with members of the staff of the Office of Cannabis Management from New York, and see people from New Jersey and other states that are slowly starting to adopt legalization, adult use, whatever you want to call it. I think, you know, it's what Cannabis World Business Conference, and, you know, as we talked about Cwcb Expo, kind of being responsible for cannabis meaning business, hemp meaning business, all come into play.
Huge testament for the conference and the creators of it to enable such a fluid conversation format for the Inside the Industry Thought Leadership Series each morning. I think what I was able to see was that the operators, the entrepreneurs, and those regulators all have a uniform desire to move the ball down the field. It's just creating the opportunity for the conversation.
Yeah, and you know, the thing that I found most interesting, you know, I thought coming into this event, obviously we're coming out of COVID, we're starting to interact. Certainly nice to see people in person rather than the Zoom calls that you and I have done. I thought that this event would be smaller. Well, in fact, it's 1/3 larger than it was in previous years, packed with vendors and exhibitors and certainly attendees. I mean, it was really rewarding. And of course, I was treated royally royally with this, as you were, these offices that overlooked the trade show floor, and just to see this in action. And here we are on the last day, the place is packed.
The magnitude of engagement was incredible. The speaking sessions and the fact that there was informed questions coming from the audience, and that they understand that the evolution of the industry is coming, really gives a lot of hope for that. Maybe 2018 was tough. Maybe we saw a number of public companies not meet performance expectations. Like you said, it's whether it's COVID or not, the discipline and the requirement is really here now. And it's impressive to see.
Well, what I learned probably the most is I need to step up my game. I really have enjoyed not being the smartest person in the room, and believe me, I've now realized I'm not. There are so many smart people that have come to this space who bring a level of professionalism that we could have only dreamed about at the very beginning. And certainly we know that the work that we are doing at the National Hemp Association has given a bit of a framework, roadway for people to see that there is hope, there is potential. The work that we've done with the White House and with the administration, and now globally. I mean, did I think coming into this I would be speaking live at COP26? No, but had that pleasure this morning, and to speak to that audience of youth who are really now going to start putting pressure on governments to act responsibly, because it's their world, not just theirs.
Absolutely. Manhattan is a magnet, right? And to see some of the folks that graced the stage and the conversations that happened, Dr. Noller, the founder of the Global Hemp and Innovation Center in Oregon State University, others that really focused on responsible investment, people that can have a conversation around sustainability and really be willing to dive in deeper. I think it's a testament to the time and the evolution of the space.
Yeah, and I think that things can only get better. I think when we gather again, just 6.5, 7 months from now, here at the Javits Center for Cwcb Expo, that will be back on schedule, back on track, the end of May, early June. I think we're going to see some really exciting initiatives. We've already had discussions with government leaders. Can we actually put together a roundtable with various states and look at having a discussion of how we build an entire industry amongst states in the Northeast. So I'm really excited about what the future holds.
Well, the work that you're doing at the National Hemp Association, and certainly we're supporters at Vanguard Scientific, but you can't say too little about it. You're not only putting policy into place, you're taking action. And like you said, that's what's required now, actual tangible movement of the industry.
Yeah, and certainly, this venue has certainly provided us with an opportunity to remind our members and people who are not members of the association, people who are in this industry, that this is not going to change overnight. But if we do it and do it right, that we will see progress very quickly. So, thank you for this. This has been enjoyable.
What a great time.